Hello everyone, and welcome to the first Accelerate 2030 National Demo Day. My name is Angela, and I'm the Program Coordinator of Seavus Accelerator and a National Program Coordinator of Accelerate 2030 Macedonia. Today, it is my pleasure, together with my colleague Christian, to be your host and to share this wonderful moment with you. The aim of this event is to showcase our 7 startups who were selected based on their product, the strength of the team, the impact on the Sustainable Development Goals, their scaling ambitions, and also the value that this program can add in their future development.
Hello from me too. I'm Christian Mileski, and I'm a co-founder of Business Impact Lab. During the implementation of Accelerate 2030, together with my colleague Angela, we joined forces. We implemented the program for the first time in our country, the program that connects entrepreneurs and sustainable development goals. Being part of the biggest global program is one more opportunity for local startups to be connected globally and to scale their businesses and their impact as well. With this, we put our country on a global map together with other 20 countries. Here, I would like to suggest you to take a look at one inspirational video, so we will continue.
I'm Rachel. I'm the founder and executive director of FITR.
Hello, my name is Lakeni, and I'm from South Africa.
And we developed a system that uses salt and water to generate electricity.
High quality, affordable, and timely healthcare services for low-income and rural communities in Colombia.
That can eliminate in 100% the water usage in urination.
Be able to communicate, read and write with anyone, anywhere, and using any device.
The mission of Accelerate 2030 is to support impact-driven entrepreneurs from across the world that have solutions towards the Sustainable Development Goals. We want to help them scale their impact internationally.
There's no lack of ideas in developing countries. However, they suffer from the development trap, which is normally lack of opportunities to connect with investment and to connect with the technical capacities and support that would allow them to further their ideas.
We leverage the global power of our Impact Hub network and also of the UNDP and other partners to identify the best solutions across the world. Then, across more than 20 countries, we deliver a tailored skilling program to each entrepreneur. The ventures with the highest potential for impact will be further supported through an international program where they are connected with key international partners in order to scale their impact.
We realized that we needed to get out of our comfort zone and start partnering with actors that would know well these entrepreneurs and would know how to innovate and support the startup. Impact Hub has this network of entrepreneurs and startups all around the globe, so we thought it was the perfect match.
It's just unbelievable. Some of the ideas and solutions I found here was mind-blowing, seriously. I get so energized just talking to these people. It's something amazing.
We organize every year this Social Good Summit in Geneva, which is an opportunity for matching up that talent that we have jointly brought up to the city in the hope that they will be able to get the investment and the technical capacities that they need.
A lot of the time we look at these big names, and they're intimidating, but it's also very hard to get access to them. But what I realized that it's through cooperation and collaboration that we can really make a difference, and by partnering and working together, we can find these real solutions and empower people who are making a real difference.
Yes, North Macedonia this year is joining the 4th edition of Accelerate 2030, being part of the program together with 20 countries, 260 entrepreneurs across the globe who have been selected from the pool of 1,440 applications. Locally, the program has been implemented by our 2 accelerators and supported by UNDP, Fund for Innovation and Technological Development, and SWICP program.
During the program, each of our 7 startups went through 4 months of intensive work with more than 20 mentors coming from Seavus Accelerator, Business Impact Lab, SWICP, and of course from the global team of Accelerate2030. This program has covered all the major topics that are important for the development of any startup. But what is unique about this program are topics such as impact measurement towards sustainable development goals, strategy to scale their business and impact, and leadership and well-being known as sustainable you. We have done this through national and global group sessions, Q&A sessions, individual sessions where the teams were working individually with each mentor on their business cases, and also individual sessions with Accelerate2030 national team. With this, the entrepreneurs had a chance to work closely with mentors coming from the public and private sector, also with mentors who are entrepreneurs themselves, and mentors coming from the corporates. And besides all of this great content and all of the support from the experts, an important element for the program is the peer exchange that is happening among the entrepreneurs. On local, but also being part of a global program opens up an opportunity where Macedonian startups could connect with entrepreneurs from more than 20 countries, for example, from Colombia, Nigeria, China, and to learn from each other and to share their entrepreneurial experience. And now, when we told you about the national program and what is happening here on the national level, today we have a pleasure to have the global program manager and co-founder of Accelerate2030, Ljubka Mitrinovska.
Здраво на сите, фала многу на поканата. Се надевав дека можеби настанот ќе биде на македонски да повежбам презентирање на македонски, меѓутоа ќе си останам во комфорт зона, можеби попаметно ќе звучам на англиски. Thank you once again for having me today. For me, it's a really special honor and pleasure to be here today and celebrate this milestone with you. I've started my career and work experience in Macedonia in 2009-10, working in some of the first organizations supporting startups and innovation in the country. And I got so motivated and energized from the power and magic of entrepreneurship that I continued my journey across Europe. I somehow landed in Geneva, working with Impact Hub Geneva to build Accelerate2030. And 4 years later, 4 editions later, we finally managed to bring it to Macedonia thanks to the enthusiasm and work of these amazing local organizations that were just mentioned. So for me, this is really a professional dream come true. So thank you so much for this. Maybe now that you heard a little bit about the program, what we do, I would like to share a bit more on the, our why or the purpose of what we're doing. So as you heard, Accelerate2030 is a program aiming to connect entrepreneurship and the Sustainable Development Goals. So just to maybe remind you a little bit of the Sustainable Development Goals, which are at the core of this program. This is a set of 17 interlinked goals, part of the 2030 agenda brought by the UN in 2015 and adopted by all the UN countries, based on a big collective process among many organizations, individuals, and so on. And it's basically a blueprint of a sustainable future for all and where we want to arrive by 2030 as humanity, as society, as a planet. The Sustainable Development Goals encompass many critical areas like people, planet, prosperity, partnership, and peace. And as you can see in these colorful boxes, they encompass very concrete things such as no poverty, zero hunger, good health and well-being, responsible consumption and production, climate action. So there are really concrete call to action to all the countries, and all the organizations as us as individuals to take action if we want to live in a sustainable world. And what that means, this concept of sustainability, which is at the core of it, it means that we're developing in a way that is sustainable, that we're developing in a way that we're meeting the needs of today, in a way that doesn't compromise that the future generations will be able to meet their own needs. So it's really a grand idea, and as you can see, these are some grand challenges that cannot be met just by one single organization or one even single sector. And it's not just the business of the UN and NGOs and governments, but it's really a call to action to each and every one of us to take action towards a better and more sustainable world. On top of this, if someone is maybe thinking that this is more of a philanthropic activity and something that is still more on the government and NGO side, a little bit on the relevance of the SDGs for business. So according to the Business Council for Sustainable Development, pursuing sustainable business models can open up to 12 trillion US dollars of business opportunities and 380 million of jobs by 2030. So this is not just a nice to have, but it's an actual business opportunity. And with this in mind, in 2016, shortly after the SDGs or the 2030 agenda were brought, we in Geneva, with the Impact Hub Geneva, the UNDP office there, decided to launch Accelerate 2030 and bring some of the highest potential, brightest entrepreneurial minds and showcase that the sustainable development goals and the companies that pursue them are good business and investment opportunity, and also motivate and inspire the finance and the business community in Geneva to connect with these entrepreneurs and help them scale their impact. So this is how Accelerate 2030 was born. And we have been working since then to source for entrepreneurs from across the world that tackle one or more of the SDGs, that are at a growth stage, that have international scaling potential, and that are willing and able to grow their impact further. And in that, we find a specific role for ourselves to build the bridges between this amazing community of entrepreneurs across the world and the ecosystem that we have in our backyard, in a way, in Geneva, the UN agencies, corporates, a very vibrant investment community, and make sure that we connect the entrepreneurs with the most strategic contacts in order to be able to scale their ventures. So a little bit about, you heard that it's already the 4th edition of the program. It's been present in more than 30 countries so far. And in terms of what happens with some of the ventures that go through the global program, this is the data from our last global cohort. So we're super happy to see that even in the year of COVID, some of them were able to reach almost 200% of growth in end users, more than 50% increase in employment, and the cohort overall raised more than 6 million. And very happy to see that 100% of them would recommend the program to another entrepreneur. So these are really some brilliant entrepreneurs with brilliant solutions, and some of the examples of the last cohort, you can see it's really diverse in terms of geographies, sectors. We have waste management, organic fertilizers, bioplastics, telemedicine solutions. Yes, we've had the pleasure to be able to work with them. Telling you a little bit now more about what happens next. So you heard about the journey that entrepreneurs went through in the national program. We are now in the middle of the selection for the global phase. And here we are reserving spots for 15 ventures from all the more than 20 countries that are part of the program, so it's quite a competitive process. The ones with really the highest impact and scaling potential to join us in the global program, which starts with the Global Scaling Week, happening as of in end of November, beginning of December this year. And this is where we work with all the major stakeholders in Geneva during the Building Bridges Week, which is symbolically called in that way because Geneva has 2 banks of the river, and on one we have the UN ecosystem, on the other we have the finance community, the banks, the people with the money. So basically what we've been trying to do in the past years is to connect these two banks of the river and have people work together towards mobilizing more finance for the Sustainable Development Goals. So what we do is that during this week, when everyone is talking about finance and the SDGs, bring the 15 most promising ventures from our cohorts and be able to give them a global stage, connect them with the major partners and stakeholders, and also there will be some other fun things and leadership and resilience retreats happening in the mountains. After this scaling week, which is kind of the big bang of the program, over the next 6 months we work with, together with other partners like Boston Consulting Group, International Trade Center, and others to actually continue the support for the global cohort in terms of more mentorship and expert support and actual support in accessing new markets and soft landing. So we will hear from Vesna in a little bit. But why is this important for Macedonia? I think we will hear also from the others. But being from here and this region being so close to my heart, I know that we have a lot of challenges. Very often we get frustrated with some of the issues that we have. But we also have some of the brightest minds, and we have so much energy here. So, and these speeches that we're about to see are a testimony to that, of people that are the real change makers, that are really passionate about certain topics, and they're not just watching from the sidelines and not just waiting from the government or the NGOs or the companies to do something about it, but they're actually taking action by themselves. So I've had the pleasure to meet almost all of them and even hear some of them pitch already, and it's really impressive. So we're in for a treat. And I would just, on that note, like to make a few calls to actions. So to these entrepreneurs, you guys rock, just continue doing the amazing work that you're doing, and we will find, even if you don't all end up in the global cohort, which will not be really possible, even though I would love to feature all the Macedonian startups there, to just continue going, and I'm sure there is this vibrant system around you to keep on supporting you. For the larger companies, I would also like to issue a call to action to at least try to come to a net zero of their impact, and beyond that, try to see how they can be a positive force in society. And I'm so happy to see that through the Fund for Innovation, through other initiatives, the larger companies are actually getting more involved in driving positive impact, and a concrete action is to actually engage with some of these entrepreneurs and collaborate with them. If we have development agencies in the room, I would also encourage them to engage with the entrepreneurs and programs like Accelerate2030 that can really look into development from another perspective, which is entrepreneurship, which are the actual doers that can solve the challenges through business models and tools. And to all the other people that are maybe not in one of those boxes, we all have a role to play, and I'm sure that you will get inspired today and that you will find a way to engage. So thank you once again so much. Thank you to all the local partners and the individuals that made this possible. Christian, Angela, Nina, Vesna, Igor, and anyone else that I might be forgetting. And good luck to everyone pitching, and I look forward to the next steps of our collaboration. Thank you.
Thank you, Ljubka. Thank you for your support, that you're part of our first demo day. I would like to take this opportunity to say a couple of words in the name of Business Impact Lab. Business Impact Lab, where I came from, is the first accelerator in our ecosystem that works with social entrepreneurs and the ones who have impact component implemented in their business model. We provided a different support for different stages of the entrepreneurial journey. From ones who have only idea and passion for some changes, to make some changes in our society, to ones who are investment ready and so on. More than 6 years, my team and I have been trying to bring and create more opportunities for the local social entrepreneurs. Until now, through our programs, more than 200 teams and ventures passed during the years. As impact cannot happen in isolation, we need more collaboration between the different stakeholders in our ecosystem. This time, together with Seavus Accelerator, we decided to join our forces and not only to bring Accelerate 2030 in our country, but also to show this successful collaboration between two accelerators, which is for the first time in our ecosystem. And now I don't like to take any more time, and I'd like to invite Vesna Ivanova from Seavus Accelerator to share her welcoming words.
Hvala, Християн. Thank you, Християн. Јас само се надевам дека ги надминавме техничките проблеми. Ова е хибриден настан и верувам дека што повеќе луѓе ќе можат да го следат. Dear friends, thank you for coming today to take part at very first Accelerate 2030 Demo Day. This means a lot to us. I'm very happy and proud that Seavus Accelerator, together with, of course, our partners, Business Impact Lab and UNDP, of course, with great support of Impact Hub Geneva, Fund for Innovation and Technological Development, and Swiss EP, is now becoming very important part of this universal call to action for a better and for more sustainable future for, I believe, all of us. My special gratitude goes definitely to Ljubka. Ljubka, thank you very much. For me, honestly, this is patriotism at its best. So thank you for this, and one round of applause. You were facilitating and you were initiating all process, and it is up to us, of course, to see the result and to implement this indeed beautiful program. For us, common people, for most of the people, these 17 sustainability development goals are just a list of nice principles we have to follow, of course. But believe me, for impact-driven companies, for our startups, basically, each of these goals is, how to say, a challenge that has to be turned into very tangible and measurable small victory. Each of these goals is a value that should bring at least one better day in someone's life. And this is what actually matters. And this is why, as Seavus Accelerator, known for, of course, supporting tech startups, it was natural to expand our mission and now not only to support tech-oriented startups, but also to help these innovative, social, impact-driven companies, to guide them, to help them grow, to help them scale to new markets, to help them get to more resources, get access to finance, of course, and make strong partnerships worldwide, of course. It's another word for showing them, and not only them, showing everybody that there is always a healthier, let's say, approach to business growth, healthier and more sustainable approach. And finally, honestly, this is a personal statement, I believe that we are all part of this journey because we don't only believe in successful businesses. We want to make successful businesses, but more, we want to make successful and responsible businesses. We are here, I believe, to create successful and conscious leaders, because conscious business leaders is what we really need. Conscious business leaders are indeed making a change, basically as much as we do, all of us in this room. So I hope you'll enjoy the pitching part, the most interesting part tonight, I would have said tonight. And I hope that we will have great representatives within global and entrepreneurial program in Geneva. Thank you.
Until the pitching part, we have a couple of words to say, so be patient, please. This program, Accelerate 2030, is supported by UNDP in the countries in which they are present. So I'm very happy that we do have Ivan Mitskovsky, Communication and Partnership Officer, and I would like to invite him on stage.
dear partners, thank you. Dear partners, colleagues, friends, I am very happy to be here on behalf of UNDP, and I regretted that our deputy resident representative wasn't able to join us today for personal reasons, so I'll be taking her place. And it is my pleasure to do so because I am personally very passionate about the subject that we're going to talk about today. For one very important reason, and that is because startups that offer innovative solutions that serve communities are the backbone of the work that UNDP is doing in our attempts to accelerate progress towards the Sustainable Development Agenda. So we recognized at some point that the usual development practices we were doing weren't getting us to where we needed to go quickly enough. And that is really how Accelerate2030 came to be. We wanted to stay ahead of the curve, and therefore we initiated this program so we could help entrepreneurs scale their impact globally and help us power innovations that will enable us to reach the Sustainable Development Goals in time. So I would like to say that startups and SMEs in particular are especially important for a developing economy, such as our own. They have a major role as job creators. According to the World Bank, they estimate that by 2030, 40% of the GDP of emerging economies, such as North Macedonia, will come from SMEs and startups. At the same time, startups and SMEs also account for over 90% of the business population worldwide, and 60 to 70% of all employment globally. So it would take a giant leap for the business sector to contribute with 70% of all of humankind's efforts towards reaching the Sustainable Development Goals. But of course, all great leaps start with small steps like the one we'll be taking today. And this Demo Day is not only an important milestone in our Accelerate2030 program, but it is also an opportunity to showcase what Macedonian startups are really made of. So we'll hear from from 6 startups today, although we had 7 that went through our program. And we will see a very, very wide spectrum of solutions that they're going to be presenting. So we'll be hearing about affordable bionics, agrotech solutions, global learning platforms, internship programs, innovative photovoltaic solutions, as well as data visualization tools. I hope that the presentations that we'll be hearing today will serve as an inspiration to those that dream of changing the world, of solving some important problem that our society has, and of helping others. So to any potential investors looking for the next big thing, I would like to encourage you to follow today's presentations closely and to try to imagine the impact that the solutions you'll hear about could have if they would be deployed at scale globally. The story of every successful startup, as I'm sure you know, has often that role of the early investor who saw the potential before anybody else could. So I'd like you to imagine that you could perhaps be one of those investors when you hear about today's startups. So finally, I would like to thank our partners and all the startups that worked so hard to complete this mentorship program. I wish you the best of luck and know that UNDP is your partner for life, and you're doing important work regardless of the outcome of today's Demo Day. Thank you very much.
Seavus Accelerator, as a first corporate accelerator in Macedonia, was co-founded by Fund for Innovation and Technology Development, who recognize us as a strong partner in strengthening the Macedonian startup ecosystem, and with that, they also recognize and support this program, which can bring the Macedonian startup to the global market. I would like to invite now Costa Petrov, the Director of Fund for Innovation and Technology Development, to join us on the stage.
English is the official language. Hello, salam alaikum, Zdravo na site. It's a real pleasure to be here today with so many young, energetic, forward-looking, innovative, pretty-looking and handsome Macedonian innovators. It's a really pleasure to be part of this project. Today is actually quite a historical day for us at the Fund for Innovation, and I'm really happy that this is happening after the historical moment, because just 2 hours ago, in front of the leading national banks, in front of the chambers, we presented the fund's first ever investment fund. It's going to be a 27 million euro investment fund. A big deal, a big game changer, and of course, green companies, impact businesses and startups are going to be the main focus of the investment fund, which is going to make investments between 200,000 and 1.5 million euros. Of course, it's a long process. We need to select a fund manager first, but hopefully by next fall, we will also start making our first investments. When it comes to FITD's approach and financing instruments for impact businesses and social entrepreneurship, I think the impact business is the more modern and sexier version of social entrepreneurship. I'm glad that 4 weeks ago we launched our first financial instrument for support of impact businesses and social entrepreneurship. And of course, it's a smaller call of only 100,000 euros, but it's a test call. Starting February, we are launching a special fund for impact businesses of 500,000 euros, where we're going to invest through our instrument for the support of startups in impact businesses. Of course, we are facing a lot of challenges because there is no regulation when it comes to social entrepreneurship. The question is, do we need regulation? Yeah. This was a rhetorical question. However, I will also like to address that many of the potential applicants have approached us, as I said, because we are a state agency, we can only support private companies that are registered under the law. So we cannot support non-governmental organizations, and this is because of the current regulation. However, we will continue to support impact businesses. They are the future. However, as all of my colleagues have said, and what I've said to my colleagues earlier in the meeting that I had today, is that the banks and the private sector, it's time that they get on this train. Because at the fund, it's also tiring for us. 70% of the startups depend on the support of the Fund for Innovation. We are doing our best, but at the end of the day, we are a state agency with a budget. My only message really is to the private sector and the banks. We need to support these kind of ideas. We need to move from this 1980s way of thinking, only supporting traditional big industry, God knows what kind of privatized companies. We need to give chance to the young people. And I know it's cliche. Everyone says, we want the young people to stay in the country. We'll give the young people the financial support they need. Also, to international donors, technical assistance capacity building is great. We need money. I think by creating the right programs, we can really create a shift. I'm saying we are all on the digitalization and innovation train, but at this point we have to ask ourselves, are we on the bullet train or the train that stops in every village? And I hope that we are on the bullet train. So good luck to everyone that is going to go to Geneva. I know it's cliche, but really at this point everyone is a winner, because this is a learning experience. At the end of the day, it's all about learning. If you have a good idea, you will find a way to get the money. You'll find investments, but this learning experience, money cannot buy. So thank you to everyone, and good luck.
And we would all agree that every startup program in Macedonia is supported by Swiss CP. They supported us by bringing international mentors and investors to help our startup in the process of developing their businesses. And I will use this opportunity today to thanks to the whole team. Thank you, Igor, thank you, Nina, thank you, Blagica, and the whole team that is standing behind you for supporting us through the way. And before we start with the most exciting part for today, I will briefly outline the pitching rules. So every team has 3 minutes for their pitch, and we will have 5 additional minutes for the Q&A part. And of course, I would like also to extend our gratitude to the expert board that we have today with us. Vesna Kuzmanovic, Igor Izotov, Vesna Ivanovska, Igor Madjov, and Ljubka Mitrinovska, for taking the time to look in the progress that has been made. And with that being said, I'm really excited to open up the floor for 6 unique startups that will present for you today. The first startup for today is Mama Organa. Maria, the floor is yours.
Okay, yeah, okay. Well, okay, so hi, my name is Maria and I'm here today to tell you a story about a circular business that turns trash into treasure. A few years ago, my mom had serious health issues. She had to change her diet and eat only organic food. But as unemployed and the only provider in the family, she could not afford it. So she started growing it. But we live in the city, so it was difficult to find clean soil, so she started educating herself about urban gardening and sustainability. And this is when she found out that by using food waste, she could produce her own organic soil. So further educating ourselves on the topic, we found out that more than 35% of the food that's meant to be eaten ends up at the landfills. From there, it releases greenhouse gases and negatively affects the climate, and finally creates enormous costs for its production, transportation, and at the end, its disposal. So in order to close the loop and offer a sustainable solution, Mama Organa was created. We collect food waste, and by adding value to it, we produce organic fertilizers and soils for urban gardeners and farmers. Our products are viable for organic certification and can be used on all types of plants. We sell these products B2B to garden centers, green shops, and cooperations with municipalities, and B2C through our social media channels, and we offer free delivery. We have a high number of repeat customers and a high profit margin in both segments. We started our activities back in 2018 with a capacity to accept only 600 kilograms of bio-waste per month and generated 60K in revenues. By bootstrapping and product line expansion, we kept growing by 40% in the following 2 years and gained a $400,000 investment. This year, we created cooperations with public institutions in order for bio-waste treatment services, and expanded the capacity to 2 tons of bio-waste per day, built bigger facilities, and opened up more job positions. With this investment, we plan to expand the product line, certify, and become export-ready by the end of March 2022. We are aware that we're not the only ones who sell this type of product on the market. Some of them are imported, some of them lack trust among customers, and ours are the only ones who have high quality, cost-effective price, and finally, a solution to a local problem. We've managed to collect more than 120 tons of waste, saved up more than 220,000 CO2 emissions, and by reusing food waste, we are promoting sustainable agriculture and fighting against hunger. We plan to expand to Austrian and Swiss markets. The decision is based upon the high eco-awareness among customers, as well as our own familiarity with the markets. With the 100K investment, we plan to go towards marketing, EU organic certification, and operational costs. The all-female team behind the project is highly dedicated to the successfulness of the business, and we have an awarded business model that has a lot of supporters. So, if you want to support us and join us in our circular revolution, feel free to contact us. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes? Okay. Congratulations on the presentation. Kicking off first is never easy, and this was a great presentation. It was less than 5 minutes. So I see that you are preparing for the standard of 3 minutes type of presentation. Something that I didn't see specifically, but maybe you can elaborate on the type of customers that are your best type of customers. So who you are targeting and how they're understanding of your existence.
Working? Yeah, okay. So our customers are mainly farmers, especially those who want to convert from conventional to organic food production. As we all know, in the past few years, the organic products are at constant rising in demand. So more and more people are becoming aware of the importance of the food that we are eating. And more farmers decide to grow that type of food, especially because of the price. Its price is higher. So we are targeting the farmers, especially those who want to convert from conventional to organic food production, but also urban gardeners, because also in the past few years, the number of this group of people is rising, especially during the Corona pandemic time when we were in the lockdown. The number of people who grow their own food in the apartments in the cities and grow any kind of plants has raised about 30%, so we are targeting them for now.
Okay. I mean, I think we can anyway hear each other, but good. In terms of impressive presentation, well done. Tough act to follow, and impressive work that you're doing. A little bit around your scaling strategy. So you're targeting Switzerland and Austria. Why exactly, and what about the region? And what do you find would make you globally competitive, knowing that there is quite a movement in this direction? There are organizations working on this topic. So what do you feel is really the competitive point around your solution that would make you successful in other markets? And I will mention maybe 2 other questions, if there's time. The 400K investment, that's a great milestone. What kind of investment is that? And where do you get the input from? Where do you get the food waste from?
So the first one was why Switzerland and Austria. It is mainly because Organa was a part of Impact Hub Vienna in 2018, and during that process we had an opportunity to spend more than 8 months in Vienna and the neighboring cities, and get to know also the ecosystem. We were part of the ecosystem of Vienna. So basically those people are also the urban gardeners in the city and basically our customers. So we felt a big difference between people who are in this group in those countries compared with those ones here. Their awareness was much higher than here. People wanted to spend even more money on buying products if they knew that the product would have an impact. They didn't mind the cost difference. So also because why those markets? And also in Switzerland, we won 2018 Entrepreneur Week in Vienna. We were part of the Swiss EP program in Zurich. So we basically know how our products will go there. Also, we noticed that there is a lack of type of products like ours, because we don't only compost the food waste and produce compost out of it, but we produce innovative soil substrates, which means that we add some other minerals in the compost and other organic fertilizers with different nutritional values, and we create specific substrate for special type of plants. For example, up until now, we have created substrate for cactus plants and bonsai plants, substrate for tomatoes, substrate for medicinal plants, and currently we are developing a new one, especially made for medicinal plants. So those are packed in small, also biodegradable packaging. So all product is zero waste, and people in specifically those two markets are interested in products like ours.
Maybe you can just shortly elaborate on the 400,000 investment,
yeah.
because it sparked interest.
Yes. So a few months ago, there was a call in municipality of Aerodrome for projects that are for benefits of the people who live in that municipality. Mama Organa applied there with the project of the treatment of the bio-waste which is created in the municipality. So also this is the answer of from where do we get the food waste and the bio-waste. It is from the public spaces, also from the public institutions like kindergartens and schools in the municipality of Aerodrome. Actually, the municipality is collecting the waste and delivering it in front of our facility. We charge them for that. We are also going to charge businesses for the treatment of the bio-waste. And the investment is 50% covered by the municipality, 33% by the municipality of Aerodrome, 20% by the public institution which is, how to say, responsible for the communal waste in the municipality. And also, based on this investment, but also on our previous work, we got two other investments for equity from private investor, Yasmina Peshava, which is now on board, and also from X-Factor Accelerator. It's not done yet, but we're in the process of signing the contract. So in total, the amount of the total investment is 400K.
Thank you very much, Natalia and Maria. It was an amazing presentation, and thank you for answering all these questions. Our second startup for today is Bi.intern. Dimitar, welcome on stage.
Hello everyone, I'm Dimitar from Bi.intern. Just graduated, where is your 5 years of experience? The employer is asking. This is the problem that I have personally faced and many of my fellow colleagues are facing. Finding internship is a challenge that I have faced and is too much of an effort and time consuming. I felt like I was a full-time internship seeker. And after graduating, guess what? Many people are unemployed because of lack of experience they didn't get through faculty. And finding qualified people on the other side is so hard for companies. So what we came up? We came up with Bi.intern, a solution that connects students and graduates with companies for internship and employment. We help people increase their skill set by providing them with internship opportunities, and also companies have the chance to create and shape employees and convert interns into employees. Why now? Right now, there is a big trend, not enough qualified people in the market. And companies have support from the laws, active measurements that the governments have created, so they can easily find and also, not find, but hire interns. The target market are companies, students, and graduates. So far, we are working in the Macedonian market. From the next 2 years, we want to plan to expand to Western Balkan countries and the EU. We have both direct and indirect competitors, but what is our advantage? First of all, we are improving people's skill set and experience. That's our mission. Second of all, we are helping them get employment through internship. And also, we plan to scale and have the opportunity to give companies access to talent both locally and globally. And we are going to do that by translating the platform in different countries and also helping them enter in foreign markets to seek for talent. The business model is B2B subscription-based, and we are starting from 30 euros per month for a company up to 500 euros per year. So far, we have 2,000 users, 100 companies, and more than 40 people are employed. So far, we have 11 paying customers, and we have done that in just 6 months. The team are developers, marketing and sales representatives, and also many interns that we hire during 3 months of period. So far, we are supported by the Fund of Innovation and Technology Development, and you can see the other partners that are supporting and believing in our mission. So we are looking for 75,000 euros investment for marketing and sales, and also for partners that are going to help us scale globally. Thank you very much, and let's shape the employees of the future.
Hello, Dimitar. I know you from the very beginning. I'm really glad. I'm always saying this, that I'm really glad from where you came from to where you're at the moment. I'm interested, how do you plan to reach 17 million young people?
So our plan is, yeah, thanks for the question. Yeah, our plan is to, when we enter foreign markets, we plan to collaborate with universities because they are the students. So we need students on the platform on the one side, and on the other side we need companies. And we plan to do that by partnering with chambers of commerce in the other countries we want to enter.
Can go. Congratulations, Dimitar. I've been meeting Dimitar wherever I go at different conferences in the region, and I really like that you're so passionate about what you're doing. So that's the main recipe, I can tell, definitely. Well, the question is expected, I believe. You're operating in a very crowded market when it comes to this kind of matching solution. What's your unique selling point in that sense, and what's the most frequent question you're getting from your potential customers?
Yeah, so yeah, this is a very crowded space. Yeah. So what is our unique selling point? We collaborate with companies to help them create employees. So we don't sell employees. We are helping them create or build employees. So when a person who is a student and has the ambition to grow in their career, they goes in the companies, and companies put them in the system, they train them, and at the end of when he graduates, the company gets the final product for a person who is ready to work and push forward.
May I follow up on that? So if there are other solutions that actually do promise ready employees and people are ready to just start, what is the value proposition for someone investing into a completely new profile with, I would assume, uncertainty if they actually really start working in that company? Just to understand the model.
Yeah, so if I understand the question, so we help students on the one side and companies on the other side to match. So by students, we target students that from the first year up to when they graduate and early graduates. So the company gets the student and train them when they also go to faculty and have the let's say, faculty knowledge, but on the other side, they have the practical experience. They put their knowledge into work, into practice. So this is the most benefit. As I tend to say, the power of knowledge is when you put it into practice.
Okay, so what is the additional skills and experiences, the training that you're providing?
So we are providing the matching and opportunities. So people are applying easily and they can find many opportunities. On the other side, yeah, we partner with third-party providers, training centers and HR, let's say, experts that help them, train them to easily find internship, how to present themselves. So we are Like we are just the middleman or the platform.
Delivering trainings. Okay,
yeah.
Sorry, it was one of my questions because you were mentioning improving skills and experiences.
Yeah.
Maybe just one follow-up. So you're looking for an investment of 75K. What would you use that for? And if you're really looking at an ambitious goal of 70 million, is there maybe an opportunity to look for larger tickets?
Yeah, so currently we have 100 companies that are on the platform and 10 of them are paying. So the investment is for marketing and sales. We need to hire 5 people and reach out to 100 companies per week. So this investment will be used to cover all the Macedonian markets so we can have a steady base so we can move forward from there. So these are the money that we want to have to hire more people in marketing and sales.
Thank you, and great selling skills.
Thank you.
You can see the passion.
Thank you very much.
Now I invite Orhan from E-bionics to join the stage.
Okay. Hello everyone, I'm Orhan, founder of E-bionics. At E-bionics we make bionic arms, and our mission is to provide a choice for a bionic arm for everyone in the world. So what's a bionic arm? A bionic arm is basically a robotic arm that can be used by people with upper limb differences to make their everyday life easier, doing everyday stuff like cooking, grabbing objects, pushing buttons, and a lot more. But there's a problem. The problem is that only 5% of the world has access to bionic arms, only 11 countries. And the cheapest bionic arm currently available is $15,000. $15,000. And that price is because of the service to get the bionic arm, and not actually for the bionic arm itself. And if you dive deeper, we can see the problem. The problem is with the fitting process. The process where the prosthetic clinics make a custom forearm socket for every user. And if you eliminate the fitting process, we can eliminate the need of a prosthetic clinic to sell the bionic arm. Later we can sell it online, and we can make it available worldwide. That will open 95% of the potential market size, and will make the bionic arm a lot cheaper, because we will cut the cost of the fitting process and all of the middlemen in between. That's why we started our team in 2019, called E-bionics. And in 2020, we created our first prototype called Venus Arm, which was a project supported by UNICEF. And with this project, we developed the first universal forearm socket, which eliminates the need of a fitting process. Currently, we are working on our first commercial product called E-bionics 1. And with E-bionics 1, we are planning to make a platform that can sell bionic arms all around the world. For example, a person from Mexico can go on our website, add 3 parameters, click buy now, and after a week he can just practically start to use the bionic arm for 1/10 of the price of the currently available bionic arms on the market. As you can see, we are primarily focused on B2C model, to sell our bionic arms on our platform. But we also plan to have resellers in the future for certain big markets like India and Indonesia. Because the market size is huge. There are approximately 4 million people in the world with below elbow differences. And of them, 3.2 million are living in developing countries that haven't had access to bionic arms till now. We're a team form of 3 people. I'm Orhan, I'm the team leader and design engineer. I have previous experience in humanoid robots and robotic arms. That's how the bionic arm project started. And there is Theo. Theo is an amazing software engineer, and he's an award-winning Olympiad student. And Boris is a marketing and sales strategist. And we all share the same goal, which aligns with the SDG goal 10 and 3, which is to reduce the inequality among countries in the medical industry. And our biggest challenge is to reach as many people as possible so people know that a solution like ours actually exists. We plan to do this by partnerships with disability organizations. We are looking for 50,000 euros for the development and the launch of our first commercial product, E-bionics 1, which will basically disturb the prosthetic industry. Thank you for your attention. This is our contact. You can contact us. You can ask questions. Thanks.
First and foremost, I hope the arm is still functioning.
It should be. This is just a prototype, but we'll make another one.
It's a good test, yeah. My question will be, I always think start locally, then think globally. Nice numbers, like nice global numbers. What do you think are the local numbers? Let's say the Balkan region.
Yeah, it's hard to tell in Macedonia. We have an approximation of around 1,000 people that are potential customers of ours, and we have tested few prototypes of the Venus arm with few users from Macedonia. But our main goal is to make it available worldwide, and also in Macedonia, because Macedonia is one of the countries that doesn't have access to bionic arms. The nearest country is Germany.
Why is that so? Is there any regulatory issues that prevent people from accessing the technology?
No, it's actually the price, because there is no point of selling a $15,000 device in developing countries. No one would buy it. And the price is because of the prosthetic clinics, because most of the price is for the service to get the bionic arm, and not actually for the bionic arm itself. And we want to cut the service by providing a new universal forum socket, which will eliminate the fitting process.
So can you tell us to what price you would like to reduce the bionic arm?
$1,500.
1,500.
Yes.
Yes. That brings me to the competitors, because this is a very, very hot, interesting topic. And I know of at least few that are already trying to do this in different parts of the world. Have you explored what the competition does and how they distribute? Do they use 3D printers? Do they use different socket assembling techniques?
Yes.
So what's your unique value in this part?
Yes.
Apart from price.
Okay. So many new companies that are trying to build bionic arms, that are few, because currently there are like 3 or 4 big companies that has the biggest market share in the industry. The new companies try to implement 3D printing to reduce the prices, but that's just for the manufacturing process. We also plan to use 3D printing, but most of them are still using the fitting process, which is the problem. We want to eliminate the fitting process. It's actually better to say to make it self-fitting process. The person will make self-fitting by the product that will come with the bionic arm, and the person can make it within 5 minutes. And
can you just quickly show how that would?
Yeah, so
I think we're all not experts on the technology.
So basically, the product will come with the bionic arm, and this device will make a mold that will pour into the socket, and the customer will just put the forearm, and after 5 to 10 minutes, he will have a perfectly good plastic, rubber, flexible plastic that will form perfectly to his forearm. Which till now, the fitting process lasts 2 months for the professionals to make it, and 5 to 6 appointments.
Okay, and this has been validated in your process that people can actually do that with, the equipment that you will give them. And what happens with that equipment once they've finished using it?
Nothing. They can throw it away, but that equipment is basically $10 in cost.
We can talk afterwards, but I will just give you a teaser on the concept of circular economy, and that at one point you will have to find a way to retrieve that and reuse it, or have a community of users. There could be different models. Just quickly to understand where exactly you are in the process. So you've been doing the technological development, but where are you in terms of market access? Has someone paid for the product already? Or what would you need to start
Currently, we
selling?
haven't started with selling. At the moment, we are developing prototypes. This is one of our prototypes. And our biggest challenge was to make the to eliminate the fitting process. Currently, now we are working on our new version of a bionic arm called E-bionics 1, which we are planning to start selling from the next year.
Just okay. Let's imagine that you will get the money today. How long it will take you to acquire the first customer?
I think it will be shorter than the estimated. But the big part of the time is the testing. We want to test at least with 15 to 20 people to make sure that the bionic arm works before we sell it. So the big part of the time is for the testing, but it will sure cut some of the time for the prototyping.
I can follow up on that. Can you tell us more about the testing? I think you had a couple of even designers who were suing with the bionic arm. Can you refer more?
So we have made with 3 people till now beta testing for most of the product that the universal forum socket works, and also all of the controls and software. So for now we are keeping it with close people that we can closely contact with and can give us feedback in daily basis. And about the future testing, which is the big testing for E-bionics 1, we plan to give bionic arms to the users and for them to test them for 4 to 5 months.
Quick, how much runway the 550K will buy you?
Can you repeat the question?
Okay, I will rephrase. So these 50,000 euros that you're dollars, what will bring, like how many months it will buy you to actually?
Okay, so for most of the part, if we don't get the money, we'll try to make a product that it's less tested and it's with a poor prototyping process. So I think that we will anyways make the bionic arm, but for most of it, the money is to make it better. And it will shortcut a month or two, but I think it's with the money, with the funding, it's not the focus on the time for us. It's more of the focus of the quality of the developing process and the launching of the bionic arm.
May I just quickly follow up on that? It's not a question, but what he was asking is how much time you're buying yourself. So it means that if you need much larger funding to actually go to market, it's worth thinking about larger tickets and talking to more serious investors, because otherwise you will always be in fundraising mode, which will take time away from the testing and the development and access to market.
Yeah, sure. As I said, if we, bigger funding means that we can test with more people and the testing time will reduce. So it will speed up the process, maybe by 50%. But at the end of the day, it's about the quality of the product that we will develop to launch.
Thank you. Thank you so much for the questions. Thank you, Orhan. No, we do have networking part after that, so we can join the networking in the cocktail after the pitching session. So we will have plenty of time to yeah, thank you. And thank you, Orhan, one more time. And now I would like to invite Georgi from Cultural Technologies to share his presentation.
Hi. Hi, everyone. I'm Georgi, founder of Razgovor.mk. We're building a teletherapy marketplace. Since the pandemic started, there has been a 200% increase in online searches related to online therapy and teletherapy. Also, psychologists started moving online themselves. Today, 85% of all psychologists are seeing the majority of their clients online. This was not the case in 2020. We see this as a great opportunity. We are confident that we know what the market wants, and we built a lot of stuff for them. We know that the psychologists care about having a bigger audience, getting paid easily, and they want to work on their own terms. So with our app, they have a personalized feed of potential clients. We guarantee safe and secure payments, and we give them full control over their profile, including pricing, communication channels, and their schedule. We also know what the users, the other side, wants. We know they care about anonymity, easily discovering the right person for them, and discovering the right person at an affordable price. So with our app, they can choose to be completely anonymous. They can easily browse a list of psychologists and use all kinds of filters, and they can choose a more affordable communication channel. We started with just 7 psychologists, and today we have more than 35 of them on the platform. Our app is active on more than 3,500 devices, and we've sold more than 2,400 sessions so far. We've also made impact regarding the sustainable development goals. More than 800 people have improved their well-being and their health in 2021. We increased the accessibility to the service by having around 10% of all licensed psychologists in Macedonia available through our platform. And we increased the affordability by reducing the price for around 40%. We did this by cutting costs for the psychologists and offering alternative ways to communicate. We've also created some decent work and economic growth opportunities. Today, more than 35 psychologists work digitally and on their own terms. Our platform generated around 20,000 euros of income for them, and around 10 of the psychologists on our platform started their careers with us. In the next 15 months, we're going to enter 4 countries and add 5 more languages to our platform. This will lead to more than 6,000 paying customers per month, and it will result in around 370,000 euros of monthly revenue. Razgovor.mk is a product-first company, and we go beyond simple matching. We build features like mood journaling that create value-adding data, and we build features that create and shape the new digital interactions on this market. The result is psychologists are better at their job, and customers enjoy better outcomes. We're a team of 4 people, and we've known each other for a long time. We are supported by 2 accelerators and by the whole network of psychologists on our platform. We're asking for 250,000 euros, money that we will use for team expansion and accelerated growth. I'm Georgi, founder of Razgovor.mk, and I'm welcoming your questions.
Congratulations on the presentation. I have one question. How do you recruit psychologists? Because you said that are licensed psychologists. Are they psychotherapists or only psychologists?
No, they are licensed psychologists by the Chamber of Association that we have in our country. So it's counseling. We can add like tags for the persons that we add on the platform saying this is a psychotherapist, this is a licensed psychologist. For now, we only focus on licensed psychologists.
Yeah, life coaches, no.
No, just licensed psychologists. Yeah, and every country, and we checked all the next countries that we want to enter, have like similar body as we have in our country. And they have a public list of all the psychologists and how we can contact them. So we can contact them, like we can just send an email to 400 different people at once and start the process of recruiting for them to join our platform.
Mm-hmm. And one more question. Do you have some kind of monitoring of success of this session?
Yes, one of the metrics that we see, and we're really proud of it, is the ratings and reviews the customers leave for the psychologists. So for example, for now, the average rating is 4.9 out of 5 for the psychologists on the platform. This is one way how we measure it, but as I said, we're building features that create more data, value-added data, and we can measure the impact that we have further on the customer's life, on the psychologist's work in the future better and like with more specific metrics.
Mm-hmm. And business model is you have what percentage?
I'm sorry, I didn't.
Yeah, what is business model for revenue?
Currently, we are taking a transaction fee for each booked session, but there are tons of opportunities how we can monetize the platform in the future.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you for the presentation. I would like to dig in a little bit in the numbers.
Sure.
So you mentioned that you had 800 users.
800 unique people booked at least one session.
Okay, and then 240 paid sessions.
2,400, more than 2,000.
Okay. Yeah. The question I wanted to ask is regarding do psychologists see it as an acquisition tool?
Yeah.
Or it's something that it's solving their problem?
For now, they see it as an acquisition tool for new clients. Because when we started the platform, we only had like the matching algorithm and showing the list, and then people could book a session. But now we started adding more features, like the personalized feed for them. So they have each psychologist has a personalized feed of potential clients based on their work experience, on the work experience of the psychologist, and they can see the list. We built features for them like quick responses, so they can pre-save different answers for people who feel anxious for something or like whatever. So they can just click one button and then contact that person and start interacting with them within just seconds. So this is like what I said, that we could monetize this in the future better, and we are starting to build the platform so we can make the psychologists better at their work, not just for them to see it as an acquisition channel for new channels.
As a planned churn at the new markets. So what's your planned churn with all of this?
So what we see for now in Macedonia, for example, we have around 30% month-over-month retention. Okay. So we think that it's going to cost us around 10 euros to get one paid session in the new markets. Mm-hmm. And we'll churn a lot of those customers, but we expect around 30% of retention.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Maybe just a quick follow-up on that, if I may. In these new markets that you're aiming to enter, knowing that it's a competitive landscape, what do you feel is the unique value that you bring and that would make you successful in this expansion?
Yes. Thank you for the question. So as for competitors, in the countries that we're targeting, actually, in the region, so it's Romania, Croatia, Bulgaria, and Estonia as a beachhead market for the EU, our main competitors are basically two things. First, people not talking to a psychologist at all. And we're very excited about this because we see that around 60% of the people who booked a session on our platform are people who talked to a psychologist for the first time in their lives. So we can see that we can enter that space and we can capture a lot of the market. And the second thing that we're competing against is actually independent psychologists or like psychologists organized in a counseling organization. And how we're competing with them is actually we want to be the technology provider for them. We're technologically way more advanced than they could ever be. So we will provide the technology, and we actually see them as our clients in the future.
Speech. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
You can hear me now probably, but yeah, our next startup is AirCare.
Nine out of 10 people are affected by air pollution over the safe limits, and 7 million will die this year alone due to pollution exposure. We know this because we come from Skopje, one of the most polluted cities in Europe. But how does air pollution affect polluted areas? Well, we have citizens paying extra costs for protecting themselves. We have insurance companies paying 40% more in hospital bills. And we have businesses which are 50% impacted compared to COVID. And remember, air pollution comes every year. So because being informed is the first step towards a solution is why we created AirCare. AirCare is a mobile app that lets you track air pollution through a simple and intuitive interface. We look for open air quality sensors from governments, volunteers, and satellites, and we put that all together in one platform in the palm of your hand to let you know exactly what you breathe. So we started this in 2015 as a pet project, and throughout the years, we have grown through because as you can see, with our US launch as well as website embeds, we were able to reach 1.8 million unique users, and we're planning to reach 7 million unique users by 2023 with our launch in Asia as well as expansion into the US markets. So we've looked at our competitors and saw that in the community and data sources aspects is where we excel, because this is something that one of our competitors sees. Red pollution, sure, but this is what we see. We can pinpoint exactly where air pollution is coming from, and we can help local governments as well as activists take action. We've also seen our impact, and we've seen that with our aggregated raw pollution data, we can create a simple, visualized data format, and that has a threefold outcome. We have governments taking action with green policies and subsidies being introduced. We have public awareness rising with protests in major cities. And we have corporate action where we have polluters being upgraded with filters that stop pollution from happening. So all of this comes together towards clean air and both saving money. So as you can see from the launch of AirCare, we have actually, in North Macedonia, pollution dropping slowly but steadily. You can trust us, or you can trust 100 or more media mentions from the likes of BBC, Forbes, Google, NASA, and we have many national and international awards. Our current business model is the B2C model, and we make $5K a month, and we're also profitable from green ads, pro subscriptions, and product placement. But we are looking to expand our B2B model, and already we have clients that are using our data so they can better target marketing. Our future clients would be insurance companies where we can use our historical data to help them create smart policy pricing, and weather apps where we can use our real pollution data to help them attract more users. So our plan is to expand into 150 countries, and we're planning to do that in 3 groups. My name is Dragan, and I'm the tech guru of AirCare, and together with Gorian and Elena, we have a combined experience of 30 years. So let's save the world together. We need a partner with eco-connections and a passion for clean air, as well as a 100K investment so we can expand to the US and APAC markets. So we hope that you will be a part of the solution to pollution, so join AirCare. Thank you.
Hello. I'm guessing the jury has not heard of this app before. This is completely new to them.
People not using it. I didn't think that we'll find another Gorian to be so passionate about the topic. Thanks for bringing more people interested in this one, as it's a very important one. I am happy to, for the first time, see a chart showing decreasing numbers and that actually things are improving, hopefully with your support even more. Can you elaborate the collaboration aspect with the KIN and the others, and how you see the insurance companies taking in? Because we understand the B2C model, it's a very good sustainability for yourself, but also for you to make more impact, we like to see where the flow of finances will come from.
Got it. So we started working with both Daikin, Blue Air, and FITR as international companies. So we started working with them initially locally, and now we're expanding to areas that they cover outside of Macedonia. For example, with Daikin, we came up with quite an interesting product. Apart from using our platform to target direct audiences, because their audience for air quality products is AirCare, we also, for example, made custom products for them, like a map that they place on their landing pages for their own products, which helps stimulate users and say, hey, look, right now the air pollution in my country is bad. How about I start getting this, I don't know, air purifier and using this in my home to help better use that. So using all of our historical data we've collected throughout all of these years, 7 years that AirCare has existed, to place and somehow help these companies. So A is doing custom solutions like this, and B, for example, with insurance companies. For them, they don't want to pay that 40% extra cost. That's lost money to them. We don't want to get sick. That's also a problem for us. So combining all of these and helping insurance companies keep their own users aware about air pollution, either through their own platforms and our data, white labeling the app, or just directly promoting the app could help them lower their own costs and help better policy pricing, like Dragan mentioned. Meaning that if you live in, I don't know, Lisice here, where there's high air pollution, chances are when you have to pay maybe a higher fee when you're getting health insurance. Or someone who lives up on a mountain doesn't have to pay all these fees that us city dwellers have to do, and that they could pay lower fees. So that's cost effective in their side.
I completely understand the concept. Do they have the ear for this? Like, do they actually accept your narrative that they would like to adjust their policies?
We actually started talking to one, so we're in very early talks, but we're talking with them, and they already shared with us part. Of course, they don't want to share the whole algorithm, but there's a big algorithm when they're calculating these prices. There's a lot of stuff that goes in there, and they've mentioned that, okay, this is becoming a trend now. This is becoming environmental factors have to go in there, not just air pollution, of course. There's water pollution, there's natural phenomena, but they definitely want to see how they can incorporate that. We're going to test it out. We're going to try it with them to see if it works, but there's already an incentive there that there might be something.
We have some strategy to overcome when our government or local governments actually switch off the
stations?
The sensors, yeah.
Yeah.
And we as the users always have no data.
Exactly. So we source data from three places. One is the official government sensors. Those are usually the most accurate ones. They're the most high quality ones, but they're the ones that most break down and go out of order. We have volunteer measuring stations. Those are low-cost ones that you can put together yourself. They cost around 50 euros. And these things may not give you the most accurate quality down to the point, but they do give you a situation, is it good, bad, medium air quality outside? We also use those, and of course are correctly marked in the app. We actually looked into creating our own sensors and having those sensors be sold through the app. We have prototypes. Pity we don't have it here. It's actually mounted up and working in one of my in my parents' home. But we're looking at that. And then as a backup option, as Dragan mentioned, is the satellite data. So we have collaborated with the European Space Agency and using their Sentinel-5 program that have satellites orbiting the Earth every hour that collect air pollution data on the ground. So every time that ground sensors go down, we switch over to, we try to switch over to satellite data in order to compensate for that. It might not be 100% accurate as the ground sensor, but it still gives us a situation in places where we simply do not have ground data. All right.
I would like to ask something.
Please.
Congratulations, amazing work. In terms of your impact vision and really your impact ambition, what would you see if AirCare is about to achieve the mission? What would that be? And what is how is it possible to cut the impact logic between raising awareness and actually getting cleaner air? This is a question that came up at a global level as well. It's like, okay, people are aware. At what point does the air quality change because of that awareness?
Exactly. We based AirCare on 3 pillars: inform, educate, empower. We don't want to be simply another app that goes out there and says, hey, look, air pollution is bad outside, and you say, okay, I'm going to stay at home, and end of story. We don't achieve any impact through that except maybe helping you stay a little bit safe inside. The whole idea is we inform people, which we already do quite well. We are starting to educate now people, so we're making educational videos in the app. We're making educational sections to help you know, where's air pollution coming from? How does it impact me? How does it impact the environment? And then the empowerment section of what I can do forward. We've tried this locally here, and it works quite well. We're connecting users through our community section in the app to local NGOs, to local eco and green organizations, to their workshops, events, protests, in how they can now take a step forward and get involved into lobbying for maybe greener changes and cleaner changes, and knowing what's going on in their community. So no longer are they just a passive consumer of information, but they actively engage within the community to hopefully make a cleaner future for them. So in the long run, I mean, as weird as it may sound, I would love for there to be no need of AirCare when the whole air pollution situation in the world has been fixed. But until then, this is the way that we see engaging people and going forward.
Thank you. One last question. You mentioned, sorry, I get overly excited. You mentioned that beyond the financial investment, you're looking for eco-connections. Who are, you believe, the key partners that would help you achieve your impact ambition?
Right. We need global organizations. I'm just messing with Igor. We need global organizations that would really help us reach all of these other markets that we're now targeting. I'll just give you a simple example of how this worked. There was a moment when we were on a UNDP conference where we were presenting AirCare. And the UNDP from Kyrgyzstan office reached out afterwards and said, hey guys, look, we love your product, but I don't see Kyrgyzstan on the map here. What can we do about it? 30 minutes later, I called them back and said, how about you check the app now? Because in 30 minutes, we were able to launch completely in a new country, get this data, and put it out there for them. So thanks to global organizations like this, we were able to reach countries that would have not been maybe on our radar. And then through local organizations there, we're able to spread. Because for example, when we went to Serbia, we're able to use local organizations in Serbia that already have grassroots movements, that already have connections and networking, to spread the message of AirCare without us needing to spend thousands and tens of thousands of dollars in marketing.
Global development organizations with local reach in countries. Okay, exactly. Call to action made.
Thank you, Gorjan. Thank you, Dragan. And the last startup who will pitch for us today is Generation Impact. You are welcome.
Na koje go menjam? Na koje go menjam? Ova desna? Before I start, does this work? Okay. Before I start, I just wanted to quickly congratulate all the startups. Thank you guys for inspiring me along the way, and congratulations once again. Yep, I got it. Got it. In the last 5 years, there has been an increase of searching the word impact. Online impact tourism has been growing significantly. As a matter of fact, Tourism Care survey indicated that 84% of millennials, 68% of Gen Xers, and 51% of baby boomers would travel to volunteer. People are looking for ways to make an impact, but are not always quite sure where or how to look for it. This was the same challenge I had. And it wasn't until I started traveling around, meeting local people, learning about their story, that made me realize how much impact there is to be made that most of us wouldn't even be aware of it. So, in Colombia, I started helping the local vendor by teaching him how to utilize technology to increase his sales. I taught sports to children in poor villages in Mexico. Or I'd find myself late o'clock at night searching for local organizations and ways I could help. And this is how Generation Impact was born. Generation Impact is an online platform for global trips and initiatives through which you can make positive impact while culturally immersing yourself and still have a vacation experience. It's simple. You pick your destination, you book your trip, you get connected with your local ambassador or organization, and boom, you are ready to impact. We have already developed an incredible community through our live events and impact trips to date. And we have a successful track record. Speaking of which, the last year alone, we've been able to do over 20 impact initiatives in 4 different countries, elevate 5 businesses, and uplift over 1,000 underprivileged individuals. And because of our successful year during a pandemic, we believe that we can accelerate our growth in the next 18 months to where we have 100 impact trips for an average of $50 booking fee and revenue of $50,000. Best part of all this, we're going to uplift over 5,000 underprivileged. And with our work, we are directly contributing to the economic growth of local communities through job creation and sustainable living. And of course, we're not going to stop there. We see that companies are becoming more socially conscious, and we're getting ready to offer corporate philanthropic consulting, as well as corporate impact trips designed specifically based on the company's interest. And let's not forget about our annual gala event, where we'll have experts come in and speak on the topics of philanthropy, as well as rewards for the most impactful Generation Impact individuals. In order to bring our vision to life, we're asking for $100K that will go towards our team expansion and marketing costs. And of course, I won't be able to do any of this if it wasn't for this powerhouse of culturally diverse women who bring sustainability, consulting, and leadership skills to the table, and who have dedicated their life to making this world a better place. My name is Iva Velkovska. I'm a founder of Generation Impact, and I invite you to be a Generation Impact with me.
And I thought that I have exciting work. Now, this is really, really exciting work. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay, I'll start. Like, to be honest, like I tried to figure out what you wanted to make before this speech, but now after this speech, I totally get what you're doing. I'm concerned about speech. Sorry. Can you tell me about the safety?
But the safety?
Or safety of the trips. For example, like I want to book and live in a favela for 2 weeks in Brazil.
Mm-hmm. Yes, so in the last year, we've actually, because of COVID, we have been going through all the precautions. So we typically don't do our trips, so we don't accept more than 10 people. We haven't been accepting more than 10 people. Our trips have been ranging anywhere from 7 to 10, so we, obviously everybody needs to have either a negative test or be vaccinated, and we follow all the protocols from all the major institutions. Was that your question?
About like personal safety, like if you want to spend some time volunteering in favela, I'm just
right. So on any of the impact trips, we're also either directly working with the local organizations or local ambassador that are very aware of the safety, and we usually follow they teach us at the beginning of the trip what we should follow and what we should not follow. I mean, there's obviously in Colombia, for example, there was we had to have a lot of cautious because poverty is on a very low level, so therefore people were, there was a lot more theft going on, so educating people to not maybe carry their phones while they're out and things like that, so everybody gets educated on things to follow.
One more question, sorry, I'm really like Vesna said, like I finally got what you were saying, and now I'm like kind of excited about the whole idea. I haven't heard about any similar idea like this one before.
Thank you.
Do you plan to open the platform for people to like randomly start making trips to become the booking for volunteering, or you stop there? You stop it?
Absolutely. So far we've actually have a website through which we usually would post the impact initiative or the trip, and people would sign up that way. But right now we're currently transferring to an entirely new platform where it will have all the trips and initiatives in advance for the whole year. So people can sign up, once they book, they will directly connect with the either local ambassador, like I mentioned, or the local organization.
One question, I saw a very diverse international team.
Mm-hmm.
So the company, where is the company? Is there a company already?
Yes, there is a company. There is a company, and the reason why we're such a culturally diverse team, I myself have traveled a lot. I have gone in pretty much all the continents, so I have been meeting some amazing people. One of the team members, Catalina, she is phenomenal sustainability expert. She's somebody that has worked for, plus 10 years for Wyndham Sustainability Hotels, and so everybody comes from everybody that's there I've known for the last 5+ years and brings special skills to the table, and are also very well traveled, so therefore they know, because most of them come from third world countries, they also know the necessity and the needs that those communities will need, so they're very, very connected to the cause.
Probably you didn't evade the question, but you did. Where is the company registered?
Yes, the company is registered in San Diego, California, but we are working on registering in Macedonia as well right now.
Thank you. I was actually surprised to be educated today, and thank you for showing me that there is an impact way of traveling. So, yeah, I might use it sometimes, but can you tell me a little bit about attraction? So, seeing it from a business point of view rather from the impact point of view, I sensed a lot of revenue models, opportunities, but what is currently there right now?
Right. Why now, you said?
Right now.
Oh, right now. What is currently there right now? Yes, so right now, like I said, we've done over 20 impact initiatives in 4 different countries, so that's about 5 initiatives and trips per country. In the next 18 months, year and a half, we plan to do 100 impact trips and initiatives. So when I say impact trips and initiatives, the initiatives means daily trips. And that will help us to, once we are able to expand our team, it will help us expand that as well. We see the ask for it because a lot of our customers are actually also returning customers, now bring their own coworkers as well as friends. So it's really incredible to see a whole community building behind it, not just the impact trips.
And the revenue model around the trips?
Revenue model, yes. So right now we're having impact trip, we're doing mainly based on booking fees, based on booking fees for an average of $50 booking fee. So we have generated so far about $10,000. We have also done 4 live events. So between that and certain sale from certain products from our vendors, businesses that we've elevated, we've also generated additional 10,000, so about 20K. And then as far as going into the future, the opportunities, like I mentioned, so we want to continue doing the impact trips, but we want also to expand on the corporate, the B2C side, where we offer corporate consulting and corporate impact trips.
Thank you.
First of all, congratulations. That was an amazing pitch.
Thank you.
And I have a few questions. So around the operational model, what does it mean for you and your team to have one impact trip or an opportunity on your platform? So how much time does that take? How much effort? And what is the strategy? Do you work with local teams, or is everything done by your team to find and place those opportunities? Then, so I will share a few questions, and you can choose what you respond to. The competition, who is your competition, and how do you see the competitive landscape? And beyond the financial investment, what other support would you need to really boost your efforts?
Got it. So first question was, how do we get connected to those initiatives, right?
Basically, the operational model, what does it mean in terms of effort in your team to have one of those opportunities on the platform?
Yes, so everything started very organically at the beginning, where it was only us planning those trips. With my experience of traveling, I would meet local people, learn about their cultures and their stories, and meet individuals and local organizations that directly need the help. So right now, our model of doing that is strictly based on traveling, or just connecting, doing a research about local organizations that are not very well supported in their own countries, and asking them how we can support them, and going from there. Second question was, I'm sorry, was competitors. As far as competitors, so we're not the only ones that do impact kind of trips. There are other nonprofit organizations or businesses that do impact trips. Usually, the difference is they are specific to one cause. So for instance, House Built in Mexico, or homeless outreach. So usually they're based on for one cause. There's also international volunteer headquarters. They do a pretty good job at doing impact trips all over the world. However, they're more on only the volunteering side, but not the real vacation experience and cultural experience. So what we want to offer is not just be the volunteering there, but also have people feel like they're on vacation. So there's an agenda that we follow every day, but there's also a lot of free time for self-exploration. And your third question, I'm sorry.
What other support beyond funding do you need to move forward?
Well, right now, like I said, mainly we need financial support for our tech development, the platform development, content development, graphic designers, something that we've been lacking for quite some time. And also researcher that will extensively really research those local organizations and make connections in different cities, so such as local ambassadors, those will be.
Awesome, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much for all of your pitches. It was amazing to hear how much of amazing work you have done during the whole period that you're working on your startup, but also in the last 4 months. And let me tell you that having to work closely with all of these people, all of them are amazing in every way. They are eager for success. They are they created a so cohesive group and eagerly supported each other in every way possible. And we also all know how important it is to have someone to encourage you, to give you the knowledge, the support, and we truly believe that with this program, we hope that we were one support system for you on your journey. And with this today, we know that we are witnessing the best startups of tomorrow. And in the end, I would like to just one more time thanks to the organizations that are standing behind this program. I would like to thanks to all of the mentors that are our biggest asset in every our program, and also biggest thanks to the startups who worked really hard during the last 4 months.
From me, am I okay with my mic? Yeah. From me, a big thank you to you. And we've done a great job, and we was on a hotline all the time. So thank you. We can show one more successful stories for the next year. And yes, this is the end of our demo day, officially finished and ready to, actually with this we are finishing National Scaling Ready program and nominating the top ventures for selection in a global program. One more time, I would like to say a big thank you to all our supporters and all those who are here with us today. And I would like to invite you to join the cocktail on the hotel terrace by the river, so we can continue with our unofficial talks, but officially see you next year.
And before we go there, we would like to invite the startups and organizations to make one group photo here.
Because of that, we are a team. Because I forget to tell.
I did. Повелята, една group photo, where is the camera?